Hello and welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah. In today's video, we are going to be looking at award show dresses, and we're going to be determining if they were a really great color choice or a not so great color choice. Now, I'm strictly talking color today, but if you want to talk gowns, silhouettes, fashion, down in the comments below, I would love to chat with you there. Now, I always say, wouldn't it be amazing if a celebrity showed up in two different colors of the same exact dress and we could get it side by side? Well, we kind of got that. What I love about the Oscars is the Vanity Fair after party because we see wardrobe changes. Now, Selena Gomez, who wore a very nude colored dress to the Oscars. Now, it did have some high points, making it a little bit more contrast because it was jeweled. So it did bring a little bit more contrast than a normal, just if it was a regular soft color of that neutral shade that she had. It was almost like a flesh color. But if you see, it gave Selena some shadows, some gray shadows around her face. The cheekbones, under her chin, you'll see some grayness up in here. But the shade, still beautiful. Of course, she looks insanely gorgeous. And also the lip color was a neutral shade to pair with that dress. Now, I would have loved to, of course, I'd love to see more color, especially with all these dresses at the Oscars and the Vanity Fair after party. I feel like I didn't see a ton of color. So I'm always looking for really bright, intense, bold shades, especially for somebody who's so high contrast like Selena. But we didn't get that. But what we did get is at the Vanity Fair after party, she wore black. But here's the thing, her makeup was very similar. Maybe a lip color change, maybe not. I think she had a good bit of gloss on at the Oscars and it probably just like wore off. I want to say she probably had a little bit of a touch up for makeup wise, but not much. And we have the same hair. So we kind of get that wearing a similar dress, but in a different shade. You can see the contrast comes back. You don't have as much of that gray shadowing going on. Now the lip color is still a little bit more neutral and warm than I would prefer. I would have loved to see a little bit more high contrast for us here today to talk about it, but she still looked insane. Like the gown was gorgeous. The jewelry she paired it with, beautiful. She does have a slightly warmer skin tone, so when she does wear cooler colors, what happens is it draws that warmth out of her skin tone. But other than that, it looks fantastic on her. These high contrast colors really make her hair shine. When she wears softer colors, that's going to soften her hair, so it's not going to look as luscious, as vibrant as when she's in these high contrast colors. But I mean, she looked phenomenal on both. Luckily, the jewels, the shine gives her contrast. So both of these dresses were beautiful. I just have to say I prefer the deeper, richer color on her. But which shade did you prefer? Did you prefer the softer or do you prefer the more high contrast black on her? Leave it down in the comments. Next up, we have Sydney Sweeney. Now, this dress is gorgeous on her. The color is perfect. It's softer, it's lighter. It matches her depth really well. As you can see, the shades of the rhinestones, the contrast, it's pulling about a medium contrast. You can see there's high points where the light is hitting off of her, but there's also low points where the shadows are showing. So it's giving more of a medium depth, which matches her hair. She's on the cooler side. So this dress does really well for her. And I was thinking, you know what would have been fun? We never do this, but what if we put her in a shade that isn't so great for her? So of course I had to do that. And I'm thinking, okay, what's the opposite of a summer like her? You know, a mid-tone summer. We need something that's kind of mid-tone but warm, maybe a little bit deeper. And I was like, orange. It has to be orange. So I tossed her in an orange dress just to see what happened. And look at that. The gray comes back that we were talking about with Selena. That gray comes back into Sydney Sweeney's face. You know, her skin tone goes a little bit yellow. Look around her shoulders. Now we see this yellow cast right here. And remember, this is the same exact photo. It's just a switch of the dress. We are not adjusting anything about her skin tone. It is all about what we are perceiving with our eyes. Now, obviously, if she wore this color orange, the changes in the photographs would be way different because the shadows would be more prominent. Now, this is just overlaying on top of the same photo, so we don't get the same effect. But like I always say, can you imagine if we were like, hey, Sydney, can you wear this light pink color and this orange shade and take photos so we can determine what your color analysis is? That would be great, but we can't do that. So we just have to look at it this way and see the small adjustments that happens when we just overlay colors on top of somebody like Sydney here. You can see her eyes aren't as intense, they're not as vibrant, not as glistening. Her skin tone, again, grayer, yellower. She really does go a bit yellow, especially like in the contours right here. Her cheeks, her lip color goes warmer because we're seeing the warmth around her. Her hair color goes a bit warmer, all right in here where the highlights are. So this is just a really great example. I know it's not usually what we do, but Sydney Sweeney nailed this. So I was like, let's put her in something that's not as great for her coloring, and orange has to be the color. Now, last up we have Tate McRae. I thought this was interesting because again, we have like this medium depth, super highlighted like money pieces right here with her hair. So it does become a little bit tricky because do you see all these shades she has within her hair color? She looks fantastic, by the way. Now, she wore a silver dress and it looks like she has a lot of warmth going on. When I saw her, I was like, I feel like I usually see Tate McRae and she's very warm, whether it's her natural skin tone or a faux tan. Her hair is very warm here. We see a lot of gold in these areas. Now, her roots look cool, like an ash, but again, all of this is highlighted. These framing pieces around her face are highlighted, so that's what we see in this image. You can see I put her in something slightly warmer. What happens? Her skin tone warms up, her hair warms up, her lip color warms up, her entire look warms up. And I feel like that's what she was missing because around her eyes, she looks very shadowy right in this area and around here. You know, she just looks a bit tired compared to what I normally see her. I mean, she's all over my TikTok feed. I always see her in like these warmer colors, this richer tone. When I saw her in the silver dress, I was like, oh, she looks a bit tired. You know, the shadows like around her arms, her neck area, all of these are going a bit gray because of that lack of color in her dress. Also, the coloring, the high contrast points aren't perfect for her. I would like something a little bit more low contrast than what we have here, but it does its job. You kind of can see now the warmth in her hair really shining through, the warmth in her skin tone, the blush. Look at the blush. See how the blush on the left-hand side with the gray or the silver is showing more like it's sitting on her face and not melting into her face, all like the warmer shade on the right. None of that was adjusted. The only thing in these photos that is adjusted on Tate McRae is that dress. So from the straps down to the bust, all the way down. That's the only thing adjusted in the photo. Everything else is what our eyes are seeing. Our rods and cones are kind of moving and shifting what we see and how we perceive her all together. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in a color analysis from Lucinda and I, you are more than welcome to go down in the description below where all of our links are and come on over to our website. We are happy to have you. We also have new color tools available to you on our website. We also have Shop Your Season. So not only can you download any of your palettes from the 16 palette system, and we have done neutral palettes as well if you fall into the neutral category, but we have sectioned them out by lipstick, blushes, for example, a soft spring all the way to a dark winter. So if you are interested, hop on over to our website. All of our social media links are down in the description below. If you need to reach us, you can find us right down there. So thank you for watching this video. Lastly, I'm Sarah. This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.